Okay, we will be starting, Sir Vince. After the promotional videos, then it's the start of our program. Sir Vince, hello.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir, ready.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to today's international webinar on pickleball, organized by the International Association of Physical Education and Sports in collaboration with the Professional Pickleball Association or PPA of the Philippines, with the theme Uplifting Sports through Innovative Games and Activities. The International Association of Physical Education and Sports, founded in Thailand in the year 2009 and registered in Thailand and Philippines with the tagline, "We shape the world of physical education and sports." My name is Vince Rabang, your host this afternoon. But before we go further, I'd like to go over a few things. I'd like to remind all of you to keep your microphone muted to prevent unwanted background noise from distracting the speakers and other participants. All your questions and clarification will be entertained after the talk of all speakers. It will be done through chat box or by asking it. Your microphone will be turned on by our moderator. Now, to formally open, let us begin with a prayer followed by the singing of the Thailand and Philippine national anthem.
ธงชาติและเพลงชาติไทยเป็นสัญลักษณ์ของความเป็นไทยเราจงร่วมใจยืนตรงเคารพธงชาติด้วยความภาคภูมิใจในเอกราชและความเสียสละของบรรพบุรุษไทย
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiging, telas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng bagaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang ay di magdidinig. Lumalang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
May I call in Associate Professor Dr. Kishore Mukhopadhyay, Associate Professor, Union Christian Training College, and member, International Advisory Board, IAPAS, for his inaugural speech. Sir?
Hello, may I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very warm good morning and warm welcome to all the participants and all the resource persons who are present over here in this virtual mode. Today, in the international webinar on Pickleball, organized by International Association of Physical Education and Sports, in collaboration with Professional Pickleball Association of Philippines, and the theme of this webinar is uplift sports through innovative games and sports. First of all, I'm expressing my gratitude and sincere thanks to Professor Gelson M. Santos, President, International Association of Physical Education and Sports, to giving me the opportunity to discuss the inaugural speech, to deliver the inaugural speech over here. I am very thankful to him. I am expressing my sincere gratitude and thanks to Professor Faisal Fayaz, Advisory Board Member of International Association of Physical Education and Sports, and also my beloved friend, and those who are present over here, the technical personalities, especially Jeremy A. Petro, the keynote speaker, and the resource speaker, Jenny Marcos, and Mrs. Mia Elinisi Andaliza, and concluding speaker, Dr. TJ, and Mr. Mark Anthony Dilip, those who are presenting their insights and thoughts. And very onset, I want to give some sort of historical background of this pickleball. Pickleball was invented in the mid 1960s as a children's backward game. It is one of the fast growing sports in the United States. There are multiple tournaments played in each year, both within the United States and outside. In 1975, McCallum incorporated picket, pickleball, and you can consider McCallum as the father of the pickleball. The headquarters of the pickleball is Washington, USA. Somebody asked how the name pickleball came. What is the importance of the term pickle? Actually, it is a name of a family dog, pickle. The family dog of teacher's family dog. From that concept, it is came the name of terminology of the pickle as a game. USA Pickleball Association itself reincorporate with an updated rule book of pickleball in 2005 after its first foundation in 1984. Stuart Upson, chief executive, there are 37 countries that are part of the International Pickleball Federation. Pickleball is a paddle sport similar to racquetball. You can consider table tennis, lawn tennis, and badminton. Three games are compiled and formed a new game named pickleball. 2 or 4 players are playing over the court, and the court is like just likely to the badminton court. But the difference is that the lawn tennis net is here. Lawn tennis type net, that is net is in the ground level, and the ball is played by the racket, or you can say paddle sports. The pickleball is also considered as a paddle sports. The sports share features of other racket sports, the dimension and layout of badminton court, and the net and rules somewhat similar to tennis, with several modifications. So this is the first phase of this pickleball. I hope this game will be popularized throughout the world in a greater extent, and in near future we can see the demonstration of the game in the Olympic as well, because this is a highly competitive sport and so many physical fitness components is required for getting a better performance in the sports. Agility, coordination, strength, and endurance are the major physical fitness aspect for better performance, as well as the skills, technical aspects of the game. I hope this webinar will give us a greater insight and thoughts. Those who are participating through this virtual platform from various parts of the world and gain knowledge and information about this pickleball and popularize it among their students in their own country, so that this game will be flourished in a befitting manner. Hope a better future of pickleball globally. Thank you. This is in short all about my introductory speech. Now I am eagerly waiting to listen to our resource speakers' insights and thoughts about this game, so that I can learn something from this conference as well. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kishore, for giving us initial information about pickleball. We will gain more knowledge about it to our resource speakers later, so please stay tuned with us. Now, let us all hear Professor Faisal Fayaz, also a member of International Advisory Board, International Association for Physical Education and Sports, Incorporated, for his introductory address.
Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you very much, especially to Dr. Professor Jolson Santos, who always keeps himself busy to organize such kind of wonderful events. So I'm here to welcome to all of you to introduce about this pickleball international webinar through innovative games and activities. International Association of Physical Education and Sports welcomes to all of you in this international webinar on uplifting sports through innovative games and activities. The main purpose of this webinar is to spread the awareness of pickleball in the whole world through this international webinar so that each and everyone can get the benefit and can improve his or her health through the sports. The whole credit goes to plan and organize of this international webinar on uplifting sports through innovative games and activities to Professor Julson Santos, President of International Association of Physical Education and Sports, and my dearest friend Dr. Kishore. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my all respected elders, seniors, friends, moderator, colleagues, participants, attendees, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheel starts rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues, leaders, speakers, and friends of International Association of Physical Education and Sports who know their challenges, job, and are very result oriented. Every one of you for being here with us today. We are very pleased to be able to welcome those of you that have been with us for a long time now, as well as those who are new. Today, international webinar on uplifting sports through innovative games and activities, which having theme of latest technique and strategies in this international webinar on uplifting sports through innovative games and activities like pickleball. And we, International Association of Physical Education and Sports, are proud to be able to host it today here virtually with all of you. This international webinar on uplifting sports through innovative games and activities is being organized by International Association of Physical Education and Sports in collaboration with Professional Pickleball Association of the Philippines. International Association of Physical Education and Sports is grateful to Professional Pickleball Association of the Philippines and welcome to all of them in this international webinar. Special welcome and thanks to our chief guest, Professor Dr. Jerome Aporto. He is chairperson of the University of Santos and ambassador of International Organization of Health, Sports and Kinesiology. He is also president of Philippines Association of Doctors in Physical Education and Sports. And he is a basically true mentor as well, who always keep himself busy to spread the awareness in the community, in the whole world through sports and physical education. Special greetings to our well-renowned and prestigious coaches of pickleball, Miss Jenny Marcos and Miss Mia Alana C. Andaliza. So pickleball is becoming the most fastest growing sports in the world, specifically in the period of COVID-19 as well. Popularity and features of pickleball in the community is very optimal from all aspects. It is an indoor or outdoor game as well, so that is played on a level court with short handled pedals and a perforated plastic ball volleyed over a low net by two players or pairs of players. Pickleball is a paddle sport created for all ages and skill levels. Pickleball is best described as a cross between table tennis and tennis. So it's just like it's a mixture of your table tennis and tennis sports. While they are there is need of lot of resources, but through pickleball you can manage all the things and your resources very easily. It looks like a tennis, but it features courts that are much smaller, a wiffle ball instead of a tennis ball, and a completely smooth paddle. Being a recreational sport, pickleball is also an organized activity. While you are having the leisure time and you are in groups and you want to enjoy of some activities. Pickleball was invented in 1960, as Dr. Kishore have told this thing, but I'm just telling this thing. It is one of the fastest growing sports in the United States. The spread of the sport is attributed to its popularity within community centers, physical education classes, public parks, private health clubs, or everywhere, every sports or physical education places in the world. No one can deny the importance of sports in this most competitive sports era of 21st century, and human nature always require change of environment and change of resources, and pickleball is doing a wonderful job at this time. And pickleball is in this international webinar on uplifting sports through innovative games and activities. It's going good for all communities. It's a good sport for all age groups, and especially in later times it engaged to everyone. Pickleball is different from other sports because of its unique rules. The different rules and equipment that is used is only one part of what makes pickleball so popular that each and everyone is becoming engaging in this game. All ages can apply. Another aspect of why pickleball is so popular is because people of all ages can involve, can play, can take part in the sports. So I especially thanks to Professor Dr. Jerome Porto, Miss Jenny Marcos, and Miss Mia Elena C. Andaliza. And I welcome and thank you to all of the organizers, to all the speakers, and to all my audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Faisal, for emphasizing the importance of pickleball during COVID-19 because of its nature. Now, may I call in Associate Professor Dr. Jiwason M. Santos, President of the International Association of Physical Education, for his welcome address. Sir?
Thank you, Sir Vince Rabang, for that introduction. Good afternoon and good morning to the participants watching on YouTube Live. I would like as well to acknowledge eminent dignitaries who are here today. My friend, my mentor, Dr. Kishore Bokapadhayay, Associate Professor, Union Christian Training College, and the Chief Advisor of the International Advisory Board of IAPES, to Professor Faisal Fayaz, a member of the International Association of Physical Education and Sports, and a member of the International Advisory Board of the organization. As well to our chief guest, Associate Professor Dr. Jerome A. Portu. He is the chairperson of the Bachelor of Physical Education program at the University of Santo Tomas, and the international ambassador and the newly elected regional president of the International Organization of Sports, Health, and Kinesiology. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us time to be our chief guest for today's event. And to our two resource speaker who would be giving us knowledge, insights, and overview of this pickleball sports. To Dr. TJ Panganiban and to Mr. Mark Anthony Dalipe, who will be as well properly introduced later, and to our moderator, Mr. Vincent Rabang Jr. I know that all of you are very excited to meet and to learn about this pickleball. This is an emerging sports that would really unify us on the field of physical education and sports. I hope that this event would be fruitful and will each participants would learn a lot from this endeavor. Thank you so much and good afternoon, everyone. Sir Vince?
Thank you, Dr. Santos, for your warm welcome. At this point, let us have Dr. Jerome A. Porto, Chairman, BPE Sports and Wellness Management Program of the University of Santo Tomas, International Ambassador of the International Organization for Health, Sports and Kinesiology, President, Philippine Association of Doctors in Physical Education and Sport, for his keynote address. Sir.
Yes, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So welcome to this international webinar on pickleball with the theme Uplifting Sports through Innovative Games and Activities. Okay. To our member of the International Board of International Association of PES, Physical Education and Sports, Associate Professor Dr. Kishore Mudhabpadhyay, to my friend Professor Faisal Fayay, member of the IAPES and International Board Advisory, to Coach Jenny Marcos, the founder of the Professional Pickleball Association of the Philippines, to Coach Mia Elaine C. Andalisa, the president of the Professional Pickleball Association of the Philippines, and to the president of the International Association of Physical Education and Sports, Associate Professor Dr. Joelson M. Santos. Thank you for inviting me and for being here, okay, in this international webinar. It's an opportunity for us to share, okay, our passion, no, in these sports and of course in physical education and sports as well. So good day, everyone. Let us play pickleball. Allow me to expound on this beautiful and strong statement. Let us play pickleball, or should I say, let's play pickleball. I have 3 points, or essential 3 points that I would like to share with you this afternoon. One is let us, 2, play, and 3, pickleball. Let the us move and work together. So this represents us, or we, individuals who believe in the importance of collaboration and teamwork. We are movers of these innovative games and activities. As physical educators and sports enthusiasts, we always value cooperation, collaboration, and teamwork through sports, participation, and performance. So let us move. Let us work together because we are together. We work together for this very fascinating sport. Number 2, play. Play is defined as activities in which individuals engage freely and derive personal satisfaction. It is an act of performing, learning that provides experiential experiences. According to Sutton Smith in 1997, about the ambiguity of play, okay, there's a positive feelings that people experience tend to make life easier to handle, make it possible to live more fully despite the negative trends that face them. As we all know, we are now in the midst of pandemic and still the P in sports are frontliners for us to educate our people about the importance of physical education. We know the impact of this virus to us, but we could do something by engaging ourselves in different physical activities. Okay? Play provides us the deeper meaning of feeling, satisfaction, and learning. So we play more because we knew we would learn more. So play is a very significant, important concept. It's not just about physical activity. It also touches emotions, behavior. The third point is about pickleball. Pickleball is one of the fast-growing sports from the US. It is an enjoyable and exciting sport that we will explore today. It is practical and cost-efficient sport fit for all ages. So the next time you yell or shout, Let's play pickleball. Think of us. Think of we. Mind that play gives the deeper meaning of feeling, satisfaction, and learning. And through pickleball, when we play more, learn more, and we get more out of life. Let us continue learning and innovate to contribute to our discipline and our country through sports diversity. Pilipinas, let's play pickleball. Thank you and good day.
Thank you, Dr. Jerome, for highlighting that we need to play more and learn more. Let us play pickleball. Now, it is my honor and privilege to introduce you our first speaker. She's one of the most decorated tennis player in the University of Central Oklahoma history, a standout singles and doubles player from the late 1980s who earned All-American honors 4 times. She's currently coaching the tennis team of Southwestern Christian University while being a businesswoman and an advocate of pickleball in the Philippines. She has also won numerous awards and countless achievements in playing pickleball in the United States. Let us give a warm virtual applause to Coach Jenny Marcos.
Hi, everybody.
I
Hi, ma'am. Hi, Coach.
Hi, Coach.
Yeah. After your speech, Dr. Porto, I don't think I could say anymore. I'm gonna cry. I have this heartfelt thing that I know for some reason that the future of pickleball in the Philippines will be big. I mean, I just felt it, and I think I'm about to cry now. Give me a minute. Yeah. So Mia really did a lot of legwork on this, and I think without her, I would never get to this point. And I think with all your help, everything will be great in the future. I'm not a very good talker, but I just want you to know, guys, that I really appreciate everything that you're doing and will be doing, and I will be right here to support it, and I'll be there with you along the way. And I really, Dr. Porto, I really want this to be like my dream, my really dream of pickleball there in the Philippines is to be one of the sports that will be played in every community and every schools in the country and become a national sport sometime. That's my hope and dream someday, and I'll do my very best to support the cause of getting pickleball wherever it needs to be. So I can't say much more. I'm so nervous right now. My heart is like thumping so hard, and I think I just have to go cry a little bit. So I'm so sorry. This one touched me so much, and with all of you getting involved with this project is really tremendous, and I really thank you. And close to my heart is Mia. Mia, I don't know what to do without you, kiddo. So I just want you to know that, guys, and thank you so much. I appreciate everything. That's all I can say. Sorry. Dr. Porter. Yeah.
Hi, Coach Jenny. Maybe you can
Yeah.
teach us to play. The slide is ready for your presentation.
Okay. Is it going? It's not moving on my side. Okay. Mia, on this slide, I think it's been covered through from the very start of the program. So do we have to still go through this one?
You can just give an overview, Coach, so that they'll know. It's just a brief overview. You're just going to have to focus on teaching us how to play, so we can play too. Just say next slide, Coach.
Okay, next slide. Okay, so I think, well, also this one, it's a combination of badminton, table tennis, and tennis. Let's see, this was covered earlier, but, I think, go ahead on the next slide, Mia, because we've covered that earlier. And so is where pickleball came from. It's from the United States and then Bainbridge Island. So next slide. And why is it named pickleball? And that was discussed earlier too. So it's from a dog's name, Pickle. So keep going. So let's do the how to play pickleball. Next slide. Yeah. All right. For the court dimension, okay. The size of it is actually like the badminton court, doubles. So you have the even court and then the odd court. And of course, the non-volley zone on both sides. And that's the kitchen, basically. And so it's almost like a fourth of a tennis court. You can actually create this in four pickleball courts in one tennis court. So the height is just like the tennis net. It's 36 inches. And also the length of the court is about 44 feet. Yeah. Okay. Next slide, Mia. All right. The singles rule. You always serve behind the baseline, which is the line serve. And now you can actually serve underhand, and then, or you can actually drop the ball and hit it. That was one of the new rules this time. And you serve diagonal. So you're serving from the deuce court to the other deuce, the other side. And then there's no more let serve. The let serve is already played now. So, and of course, double bounce is not an option on that one. So next slide. Okay, here it is. So yeah, so if you can see this, the server has to serve over the kitchen. The kitchen is right there for a non-volley zone. It says non-volley zone, right? It's about between the net and the service line is about 7 feet. on each side. So you cannot volley that. But when you serve, you have to serve it more of a diagonal. And you have to wait. You have to wait for the ball to bounce before you can actually move as a server. Okay, next slide. And same thing on the odd side. Okay, odd to odd. Server on the odd side and receiver on the odd side. Next slide, Mia. All right, so if you can see, it has the cross mark right there. So the server has to serve over the kitchen or the non-volley zone to be considered as a good serve. Okay, go on to the next one. Yeah, so if, and also if the serve goes to the odd side, then then that's considered an out or the point of the opponent or side out right there. Okay, go on. So, uh-oh. Mia, see this one? The receiver shouldn't be inside inside a court when receiving. It has to bounce first inside the court, and then once after the bounce, then the player can move into it. The receiver can actually move into the kitchen line to continue the point. Next slide, Mia. Okay, so if your serve bounces inside the kitchen line, then it's basically it's a fault. Okay, so it's going to be a side out to your opponent. Okay, there's no more. There's, as I said, if the ball touches the net but then bounces over the kitchen line, then it's going to be you have to play the point now. Yeah, there's no more second serve on this one. Okay, go on to the next. Yeah, so double bounce, meaning two bounces in your court, and that's also either a point or a side out. So basically, two bounces is not allowed. Next slide. All right, there it is. The non-volley zone is called the kitchen also. So I think a lot of us call it the kitchen. It's easier to say. Okay, next slide. All right. On the volleys, you cannot volley inside the kitchen. That's one of the main rules. But once you get in the kitchen to volley, then you lose the point or side out. But if you let the ball bounce in the kitchen, then you're able to move into the net, but it has to bounce. Okay, go on to the next. All right, dinking. Dinking is one of the key strokes or rallies in pickleball. The idea for dinking is letting the ball bounce inside the kitchen as slow as possible in order for the player, for the opponent not to hit a volley. Okay, so dinking is one. I would suggest that dinking should be practiced on a regular basis when this will be played there, like a lot of dinking cross court down the line, things like that, middle to middle. And this has to be like probably, I would say, 60% practice to 70%, because this is one of the major rallies that we do in pickleball. Okay, next slide. Okay, so on this picture that shows you that when you dink, then your opponent is allowed to move into the net. But as soon as the ball bounces and the opponent hits it back, you have to go back behind the kitchen line. Okay. And then if your opponent would hit a ball towards you and you are inside the kitchen line and get hit before it bounces, then it's going to be their point, or yes, it's going to be their point if they're serving, or side out. Okay. Next slide, Mia. Okay. The scoring system for singles. Yeah, this one is easy. It's easier to do because it always starts with 0-0. Okay. Next slide, Mia. Oops. Can you go back? Can you go back, Mia? All right. On the scoring, it's basically like volleyball. You have if you're serving all the time, basically you're winning all the points. Okay. But once you're a receiver, you have to win a point to earn a point. That's how it's played on the singles. So there's still a side out. Okay. So as a server, you earn the point, or if you win a point, then I'm sorry, if you keep serving, then you get to earn, you win points. But as a receiver, you have to win a point in order to be the server next. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Mia. Doubles is a little bit kind of confusing because you have a player one, a first server, and the second server. Okay, so it says here, during the start of the game, the starting server is always number 2. And he or she serves from the right side, which is the even side. And you always call your score first if you're the server, and then the receiver's the second score, and then what server number you are. So it always starts at 0-0-2. And then it goes from there. Okay, so can you go to the next slide, Mia? Okay, here it is. Yeah, once rally has started, the first server is number 1 and stays on the right side, even side. Okay, so from 0-0-2, and if the opponent or if the server loses the point, then it goes to the opponent's side. Then the scoring system starts again on 0-0, but it's going to be the first server. Okay. Next slide, Mia. So second server is number 2 and stays on the left or the outside of the court. Okay. So after the first server serves, if they lose the point, the second server would be serving. But if they win the point, then the first server keeps serving. Okay. And the second server will have to move to the other side. Or there's something called stacking. There's a lot other little rules that's involved here. So we'll just go through the basics only for now. Yeah, go to the next one. Okay, so it says here on this side, the servers changes position, then points are awarded them, okay? And then on the receiver, the receiver stays on the same side until service turnovers, yeah, okay? So basically, if you're in the wrong position, you basically lose the point. The first server is always the first server. The second server is always the first server, second server. So if you kind of switch out, you basically lose that point. Okay. Yeah. Go for it, Mia. So the service changes position, then points are awarded then. Okay, and say it's the same thing on this side. So if they won the point right here, the server number 1 has to serve to receiver number 2, and the point can be played. However, you can direct the ball anywhere you want after that. Okay, that's how the point is played. Go ahead, Mia. Mia. Next slide, Mia. Okay. Now here's the scoring system for doubles. It took me a while to figure this out because it was a little complicated. So the scoring is really the very first point of the game is always 0-0-2. So you call the score, your score first as a server, and then the receiver's score, and then what number of server you are. So can you go to the next slide, Mia? Let's see what they have here. Okay. Here are different options for singles, both for singles and doubles. 15-point play, 21 points, 3 sets or 5, and 2-point difference to win dues. So it's pretty much self-explanatory on this one. I think on the scoring system, it would be best to really actually have an actual play. Mia, if we have a video, yeah? Do we have a video of that somewhere?
I'm sorry, Coach, we were not able to prepare it.
Okay, that's all right. Yeah. Okay. Can you go on to the next slide? Yeah. Okay. There are different balls, really. There's 2 different balls. Yeah, which there's one that's indoors and outdoors, and there's 2 or 3 brands that we use here in the US. But the indoors, they actually have bigger holes for some reason. And for the outdoors, they have 40 holes, and it's a little bit heavier because of the wind factor. And it's basically anything outdoors here, it's quite windy. So it's not like over there. It's nicer weather in the Philippines and of course in Thailand. Yeah, but here it's very windy. So they created this kinds of balls to to benefit a lot of people, and it's really the indoor balls are not as fun as the outdoor balls, to be honest. We still use the heavier balls indoors, especially if we have indoor tennis courts. We use the heavier balls. We hardly use the indoor ones. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Okay, yeah, the paddles. Yeah, there's a USAPA over here. You cannot play a tournament. You cannot start a play until they actually look. The officers would look at your paddle. The referees. They would have to check the surface of it, and it has to be USAPA certified before you can use it. If it's not USAPA certified, then we are not allowed to play it at sanctioned or non-sanctioned tournaments. So these are like basically the prerequisite right here. Right there, 17 inches to 24 inches range. And the paddle could be bigger and the handles can be smaller. So there's a required measurement for the paddles, basically. Yeah. And also the thickness. Go ahead, Mia. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, the nets. We have like portable nets, like the one you're seeing right now, and there are also permanent nets everywhere now here in the U.S. So, but the requirements are right there, 22 feet wide and 36-inch high. Okay, this are like easy light nets that you can carry everywhere. But that's the prerequisite right there on the height and the width. Okay, go ahead, Mia. Okay. We don't really need to go through this one, Mia. Go to the next one. Yep. Okay. So is that it? Yeah. Okay. If you need more information, we have all that information. If you have any questions and rules and everything is provided at this website. Okay. USAPA, yeah, International Federation Pickleball. I mean, they have all the rules and regulations and so if you need more info, they're all provided for us to use. Okay. Is that it, Mia?
Yes, Coach. Thank you very much.
There's too many things to cover on the, on the rules, and I think it's best that we should have some form of video or some form of like if we have some people that we could like put on the court and be able to explain rather than actually talking about it like this on okay, so maybe at one time we can do that another time, right, Mia?
Okay.
Thank you, Coach Jenny. We all know that pickleball is a new emerging sport nowadays, with over 3.5 million players across United Nations. So let us bring here that sports in the Philippines. Thank you also for teaching what we need to know about pickleball, from the size of the court, how to serve, the what we shouldn't and what we should be, its rules, scoring system, and
Mhm.
equipments. I personally would like to give my support on this sport here in the Philippines, coach. Let us
Thank
conquer
you.
Philippines in playing pickleball. And now let us award the certificate of recognition to coach. Let me read the citation. Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Coach Jenny Marcos for imparting her valuable insight and expertise as resource speaker during the international webinar on pickleball with the theme Uplifting Sports through Innovative Games and Activities, organized by International Association of Physical Education and Sports in collaboration with Professional Pickleball Association of the Philippines. Given this 18th day of April 2021 via Zoom platform, signed Professor Faisal Faizas, Organizing Secretary IAPES, Associate Professor Dr. Jewelson M. Santos, IAPES President, and Associate Professor Dr. Kishore Mukhopadhyay, Chief Advisor IAPES.
I'm so honored to receive the certificate. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome, Coach Jenny. Now, to introduce you our second speaker, she's an educator, organizer, coach, and sports enthusiast. She teaches a wide range of and academic subjects in the University of Santo Tomas. She's also one of the coaches for the UST Golden and Arnisador team and previous head coach of the WSU Flaming Tigers and has several academic appointments in the university. She is an author of multiple published books, martial arts aficionado. Let us welcome Miss Mia Elaine C. Andaliza. Coach?
Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to everybody. Maybe before I start talking, maybe I could express in behalf of the Professional Pickleball Association of the Philippines our deepest appreciation to Dr. Jewel Santos for allowing us this opportunity to share our passion sport. So I'm gonna share my slide right now. Can you see it? Okay. Now, just giving you a recap, Coach Jenny Marcus, our wonderful Coach Jenny, okay, she was able to tell you the different, the basics and how to play pickleball. Okay, it's just so unfortunate that we have no reinforcing video for you, but there's a lot already in YouTube that you can access, and they can give you also tutorial. We're working on our very own tutorial at the moment. Okay? And also our previous spokesperson, okay, in our inaugural speeches, they were able to discuss where it originated. Of course, it's in the U.S. and also why pickleball is named actually pickleball. It's really weird because when I first heard about it, pickleball. So do we need pickles to play the game itself? But actually, it's not. Okay, so there's two accounts discussed showed. Okay, but there's one already discussed, and that's the name of the dog. Okay, but moving forward, this time I'm going to discuss and share, okay, where we are right now in the Philippines, how we are promoting it, where we started, and maybe you could get some idea on our promotional program. So I'm going to share where did it all started for us, for the Professional Pickleball Association. So I'm going to give you just a brief background of our organization. Okay. it all started amazingly with one individual. This really amazing and passionate individual who has spent a lot of resources and time visiting the Philippines and sharing the sport. Okay? But at first, it was only her, and then he was accompanied, okay, by the Salinco group of people, and then later on by the San Sebastian Recoletos. Okay? And then they made, okay, organized an event in the University of Santa Tomas, that's where I'm working at the moment, okay, and they introduced it there, and somehow we got to know each other, and later on we decided, okay, to organize our first professional association of the Philippines. Okay, so to give you an idea, nothing great in the world has ever been accomplished without passion. Okay, that's our driving force at the moment, and that motivates us to really pursue in this endeavor of promoting and spreading pickleball in the Philippines. So we're pretty much focused in our country, but it's really a great opportunity that we are given right now to share it with others. Okay, so who am I talking about? Of course, you've met her. It's Coach Jenny Marquez. Coach Jenny, thank you very much for all this. You started it, and it is all because of your dream. So we put that dream into a reality, and hopefully we reach it as far as we could go. Okay, that's why we integrated that dream of hers into our mission. Okay, so we would like to be the instrument and one of the leading organizations in promoting and developing, especially popularizing pickleball in the country. But I must say, we are not the only organization. There's a lot of individuals who are trying their best to really promote it. There's also other clubs, and we acknowledge you, and we are really thankful of your efforts. Okay? Now, to align it with our mission, just to share, we are trying to integrate pickleball in the school curriculum. So that's why we're targeting institutions and schools and reaching out to communities as well. And then also, after that, it's not really that good if you're going to do clinics and then you're going to leave it at that. So we have to do follow-up. So in order to do that follow-up, what we did was we encourage our partners, okay, and institutions, communities to create their own groups, clubs, or associations. And then later on, even without the organization, they will be able to pursue playing pickleball. It's not because of us, it's because they want to play it. Okay? And there's going to be a lot of benefits engaging in pickleball. That's what I'm going to discuss later. Okay? And then another, in the future, if it's possible, we're still in the promotional stage. We are a young organization. We were just founded in July 2019. And then we just had a little window of opportunity to promote, and then the pandemic struck. So we had to focus on other things. Okay? So it's just later, recently, that we started again promoting pickleball in the country. And we are fortunate to be here right now. And in the future, we're going to develop, hopefully, a grassroots project and a coaching and officiating program so that we can reinforce what we have started in the promotion part. All of this is for the reason to have sustainability in this program. So we can't leave it at having clinics, just having clinics, introducing it to one community and then leaving it at that. We have to spread it. See? Anyway, why are we even promoting it in the first place? So I'm just going to emphasize on this. We're not just simply promoting pickleball. Okay? We're promoting engagement. Okay? If you would know the World Health Organization has already done surveys and already had this concern about the growing mortality rate, okay, caused by CVD, pulmonary or metabolic diseases. And that's a big concern because it's not just in the country, in the Philippines, it's all over the world. Okay? So that's why it's a great concern. And we are trying to help out in that part. Okay? So we are promoting it for you guys everybody to engage in physical activity. Okay. Um, why do we even have to play pickleball? There's a lot of sports. There's a lot of activities that we can do. There's a lot of game, right? But we're simply promoting pickleball because of its benefits. Okay, so it's written on the slide as well, but I'm going to share this sport is a really inclusive game. I think in 2019 they're already drafting what do you call this rules for the wheel pickleball to include it as an adaptive pickleball game. It's not just for a normal individual. They could also play it in adaptive sports, but they're still polishing. Okay. Now, in a normal setup, originally pickleball was created to cater the needs of children, but it was further on developed by adult seniors. So that's why the rule of the game, the basis on how to play it, is very simple and everybody can play it. Okay, so if you engage in it, even your grandparents can play it, even your little sisters, okay, your siblings can play it, everybody can play it, and it could be even competitive. There is there are scenarios where there are competition. We have 75, okay, year old seniors who are still playing it. Actually, one of our international guests previously was also a senior and has really great achievements on pickleball already. Okay, so again, it's highly inclusive. And in terms of benefits, physiologically speaking, okay, it could greatly improve your coordination and your reaction time, and also speed and agility on the movement part. Okay, but basically, when you're playing it, if you're competitive in the middle range of the group, okay, group age around 18 to 40, okay, then you can focus on strategic gaming. Okay, you can improve your reaction time and coordination with that. You don't really need a higher skill of athleticism, okay, to start this game. Okay, and you can still be competitive at it. Okay, and also it helps increase social interaction. And because of this, there are already studies that say that it also helps in alleviating depression, especially in the senior, okay, adults. Okay. And also, this is a non-contact sport, so we can play it even during the pandemic. Okay. You're keeping your distance and you're divided by a net, so you can still play it. So maybe you could avoid the doubles first, okay, and then you can play the singles. Okay, so that's why we need to play pickleball. And where can we play it? Okay, that's the question. Should we play it only on a court, on a flat court with the line and the net on it? Actually, the answer there will be you can play it anywhere. And to emphasize this point, I'm going to show you a video. I asked this person's permission. This is a very humble individual, okay, who is really passionate in sharing pickleball, that he is creating media, social and uploading it in social media to spread awareness that you can play pickleball anywhere and with anything. Okay, so I'm going to introduce Pastor Doji Roy Lumana. I'm going to honor you for this. Thank you very much for allowing us to show your video. And he would want to be known as the pickleball pastor who wants to specialize through sports. He's just a very passionate and humble ideal. So if you want to look at his media, you can go to his Facebook group and you'll find his name as Pastor Doji. Again, thank you, Pastor Doji Roy Lumawan, for allowing us to show this video. Okay, so I'm going to play the video right now. Okay. That's from Pastor from Pedals and Paddles Without Borders. You see, they even manage to play on the field, even if the field has puzzles on it. They even use the bike as the net. There are other medias that I've seen that even the taco vendor became the net. So actually, you can play it everywhere, even in a small space at your home. You can start playing with it. The important thing is you are able to execute the movement necessary needed for the sport or for the game. Okay, that's already exercise, right? That's already engaging in physical activity. Again, you can play it anywhere, but there's a question: how can you play it? We need to have paddles. We need to have it, and we need to have a ball to play it. Okay, so if there's nothing available in our country or in our area, how can I engage in playing it? Now, actually, there's an answer for that. You just have to be innovative and try to improvise. You don't necessarily have to have the equipment. If it's not available at the moment, you can use, even other people are using the ladle with a bigger head, and some even use the paddle ball. There's a game for kids, paddle ball. They can even use the paddle there because the head is bigger than the table tennis racket. So even if the table tennis racket could be used as a spark. Okay. The important thing is if there's any equipment that has a flat surface that the ball can bounce on, you can start engaging in pickleball and you can start learning the basics of it. Even the ball, the kids toy, the plastic one, it could also be used to practice dinking. Okay, as long as it bounces, it could be used. Not too heavy. Okay? So again, just have to innovate and improvise. You can play it. Now, I'm going to share our program where we've been. So we were developed, or we are founded in July 2019, but it did not start there. You see, Coach Jenny was already promoting pickleball, but it's not under the organization yet because it's not yet founded. It was under the Pickleball Philippines Association, or what we call PTA. Okay? And whenever she visited the Philippines, okay, she would spend time, give time to promote pickleball, even if that few days that she'll be staying here is supposed to be rest and for family. That's how passionate she is. She collaborated with the Solinco group along with Pastor Vito Quinnes, and then also with San Sebastian, so that they were able to do this program. They went to Vegan, they went to Baguio City, they started with Valenzuela, with the Solinco group, and then they even went to other places as well. Okay, Pangasinan, they also went there. Okay. Now, I will have to define this one because after going to two places and then collaborating with San Sebastian Recoletos, they managed to organize a tournament way back in February of 2019. And they had a lot of participants, mainly students, and even faculty were engaged there. Even Father Glynn played the game. And to give credit to Father Glynn, he has always been supportive in all of our events, even way before the organization and even now in all of our events. He was the instrument of us having a venue for it. So that's to give credit to San Sebastian Recoletos, Father Glynn Ortega. Thank you very much. Along with Coach Tony De La Serna. Okay. They even integrated it in their intramural. Okay. So before the pandemic, they had it already, and sometimes they even integrated in their PE courses. See? That's how it's going. But in 2018, Coach Jenny was introduced to Sir Raymond and Selma, one of our colleagues, Dr. Raymond right now. Okay, we give credit to Dr. Raymond for organizing it along with our PE moderator and Dr. Jerome Porto and with the senior high school of our university. So they were able to organize a clinic there. And then it was followed again on our FAU week, and that was around April. that was where it all started, the founding of our organization, because all individuals who is really passionate and interested in promoting pickleball came together. Okay. And also, after the founding, around July 2019, okay, we had our first visit, international visit, and that's when Mr. Daniel Moore visited us and we played, and also visited San Sebastian to play with the varsity. Okay. And we after that we went to a lot of institutions. We reached out to them. Actually, uh, we started reaching out via social media. Okay, that's why I'm gonna have to express my deepest thanks to Dr. Jerome Porto, okay, for sharing our first ever invitation to do clinics. He posted it in their website in his connection, and somehow people got to know that there's this organization who's willing to give free clinics. So they reached out to us, and then we started our tour. So we started with Gen T De Leon in Valenzuela City, where Mr. Ronel Villapando actually organized the other Valenzuela schools to attend. So we're mostly catering faculty members, PE teachers mostly, anyone who is really interested in racket sports, because it's a new racket sport, so that they can share it, they can spread this sport as well. Okay, and then we went to Lyceum of Alabang by the support and in coordination with Mr. Ivan Rega Brentin. Actually, Sir Joel Anaha was the one who reached out to us and then said that if we could have the clinic in Lyceum. Okay, so thank you to Mr. Joel Anaha as well. And then we went to PUP. Okay, so my advisor, my thesis advisor, Miss Lualhati de la Cruz, okay, with a big heart, always supported and encouraged promoting this sport. So we went to their institution, and then we taught pickleball in the master's program with a lot of PE teachers from different university institutions and schools. And then to Sir Rene Camarador, who coordinated with us throughout this event. And also to New Era University, with the help of Mr. Rodilio Legaspi. He is one of a very passionate person in promoting innovative games. He's not only trying to share other sports, okay, he's trying to create a legacy wherein we, in the future, hopefully engage in different sports, okay, not only with the traditional, but also with the non-traditional sports. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Rodilio Legaspi, for your help. And also, we got invited to the Quezon province through Mr. Darius Viray. Okay, and also I have to acknowledge Coach Jeff for introducing us to Mr. Darius Viray. And then we had our clinic there. Okay, and that's where we met one of the Tayabas LGU. So later I'm gonna introduce the Tayabas to you. And Mr. Joel Anahao, who introduced us to Lyceum, is also the one who introduced us in Cavite State University, a very highly active individual, especially in our niche. Okay? Thank you very much for your support and encouragement. And also, we went to Zambales City, to President Ramon Magsaysay State University, through the coordination with Mr. Robert Alvin Yap. Okay? Again, another passionate individual who's really into sports. And I must say, he has created a very good system in their school. The children there, okay, even if our client there is mostly students, they are very behaved and they really listen to him. So thank you very much, Mr. Robert. Yeah. Okay. And as I was talking about, we met Tayabas in our Enverga University Clinic. Miss Sarah Segala expressed her interest, okay, to create clinics because he is the program head in their LGU community. So we scheduled a clinic there, and eventually she was able to create programs and even plan to do tournaments in their community. But the problem is, again, due to the pandemic, it was halted. Okay, But it does not stop there. She is still active and she's still playing. And also, we went to Jose P. Laurel High School in Manila. Okay. Miss Lelani Gigi reached out to us, and we are very thankful to your coordination and support in this program. And as well as going back to Valenzuela, we did another round of clinic there, but this time with a bigger crowd. Okay, with a bigger crowd of PE teachers. So thank you very much again, Mr. Ronel Villapando, for this. And of course, the head of the university, the high school, Jancy De Leon. Okay, and with the help of Miss Marcelita Apolonia from the University of Santo Tomas, our Simbahayan coordinator, they were planning to have a session in Haven for Children, Parañaque. Okay, and we were able to conduct a clinic there. And I must say, it's really, these are times when we say that we are really fortunate in what we have. These children, they were put there because of some records or cases of delinquency, but they are very good. Okay, very good in what they performed when they perform in the clinic. That's why maybe in the future we will coordinate with them if Coach Jenny would want that. Okay, thank you. Also, these are as our collaborating schools and soon to be partners. We're just trying to formalize things up so that we can coordinate more programs to their universities and schools and community. Okay. After that, so that's just a span of July, August, September, almost 6 months. Okay. So 6 months before the tournament, but prior to that, 4 months of tour. We all did that for 4 months only, and then we made a national convention where we gathered them all, okay, so that we can share additional information about pickleball, and we can know or gauge what they're planning for their university or school or institution, and then teach them how to officiate the game, because we're going to have our tournament on 2020 of January. So we had to have this convention. It's about in November that we had this. And to show you what we did there, we also inducted the first official members that we had. Okay, I'm going to show you a video. So I'm going to play it right now. Okay. So we had our convention there, and we had our first officiating clinic for the uh, partner and collaborating communities, and also the inductions of the members, official members of the organization. And we would like to again express our gratitude to Father Glenn for allowing us, and San Sebastian Recoletos for allowing us to do the convention in their venue. Okay, thank you very much again. We couldn't have done it without you. And of course, Pastor Lito Kines, the Solinka group, and the kids, they're very helpful, really talented. Okay, so they helped us with the setups and all. And also, I would like to give credit to the one who made the video, Mr. Dalton Gomez, and also the promotional video that we had. He was the one who edited and made it. Thank you very much for that. Okay. So after the clinic, in around January of 19, we had our second international visit, which was Daniel Moore's father, Scott Moore. Okay, and as I was saying a while ago, he is one of the leading male senior pickleball player in the world. Okay, he is also a six-time Triple Crown winner. I think his age is around, not really sure, around 70, around that. Okay, so he can still perform, and he can still do rallies, and even reach for the ball, even if it's off in the offside. He is amazing. Just like Coach Jenny, she is a monster. Okay. Now after that, we also again we had this event in San Sebastian Recoletos. Okay, so we had a lot of participants. We exceeded our number of registrations actually, and there's a lot of walk-in. We were trying to limit it so that it won't really affect the condition. Okay, but then again, we were able to adjust. And all of this, actually, I'm going to have to share it. Thanks also to Coach Francis Parangan and Mr. Joel Valencia. Okay. During the tours that we had, we are the ones who did the clinic on the actual venue. And when Coach Jenny visited in November, she was the one, along with Coach Francis Parangan and Sir Joel, was the one who did the clinic. Okay. And after that, we had our first tournament. So we engaged our partner communities in creating their own teams so that they could participate. And we managed to have 6 teams. Actually, it's already 8 teams, because not only students participated, also the faculty members, because we have age category for seniors as well, and for middle age, and for under 19. Okay, so again, that's how inclusive pickleball is. Everybody can play. Okay, and we had our first champions, our overall champions. Okay, credits to Tayapas for being the overall champion, and for the other universities, PUP, Genti, and the Valenzuela community, they had their teams as well. And then San Sebastian and the Solinco team, especially the kids. Okay, it's really fun seeing little ones playing pickleball. Okay. And now after that, we were able to promote it in the Luzon leg, but we were supposed to reach out to Visayas and Mindanao, to other islands as well. But due to the pandemic situation, we have to stop and halt our program to give importance to what is really important. Importance to what's really important to our members. Okay, but it did not stop there. Okay, even if there's no program, okay, since they played the game, they were able to enjoy it, and therefore they were able to play it even if there's no program or events in our organization. So these are postings of them playing even after the pandemic or during the pandemic. Okay, to emphasize our tour, I'm going to show you another video. This was created by a couple, my very good friend and one of our faculty in the University of Santo Tomas, Miss Angie Abuela and his husband, Mr. Ram Abuela. Thank you very much for this video. So I'm going to play it right now. Now, it's really nice to recall what we've done so far. But I'm gonna have to share a little bit about her program during our clinics. And this is also thanks to Sir Joel Valencia. What we did was we explained briefly how it's played in the first part, and then what is the rules, okay, and what to do and not to do during the game. That's for just a brief moment, and then we engage them in a warm up. And what you saw when they were doing paddles with the count, okay, they were doing mimicry or a mimetics. I'm sorry, a mimetics or a shadowing of the actual movement of engaging. And that's already a warm up for them, and it's already engaging. Now after that, we did circuits. So we set up the court with the help of again Solinka Group and Coach Francis Parangan, and then we did simultaneous skill uh, program, okay, circuit and station, so that they will know how to serve, and at the same time, given time, they will transfer to another station and they will learn how to receive, to do the thinking, okay, and actually play the game in a rally-based situation. So that's what we did so that they will understand and reinforce what they've learned during the discussion. So far, they did really great, and we are happy with the result, although it's really tiring to go do it for the whole day. Now, in an effort to make our program available, because it's really hard to sustain engaging in physical ball, even though you can do it by innovating equipment, we are trying our best to make paddles available for our partners as well. So um, this is what we've been procuring for the moment, so that it could be available to the community in the most cheapest price that we could manage, and also with the outdoor ball. Okay, and also with the generosity of Coach Jenny. Thank you very much. Not only a passionate individual, but also a generous person. She procured, I think it's 100 of these kinds of sets. And then whenever we do clinics, we give them away, okay, so that they could start playing it with the actual equipment. And by the way, the net is not yet available, but you can always use the badminton net or the volleyball net. You just put it down for the exact height, 37 inches height of the net for pickleball. Or sometimes we even did in one of our clinics, because there's a big space and there's 200 participants, and we only have five available courts, five available nets. So what we did was we laid the monoblocks into one line. So that's our net. So you can again improvise. But again, thank you very much for this paddle set. And we're giving away still up until now. We're still trying to reach out other communities, even farther to Surigao del Sur with Ma'am Sheila Milan. We already gave equipment and gave letters so that we can do webinars as well to them. And that's part of our program for 2021. So this is our paddles, and we're already selling. Okay, actually, one of our member is selling, and then we are just relaying this. Okay, at the cheapest, most possible price. And the maple wood paddle is close to the Osaka standard wood paddle. So you can use this for beginners or for basics. Okay. And what's in store for us in 2021 in the Philippines? We hope to organize webinars for promotion. Actually, this April, we already have bookings for Nueva Ecija, Tacloban, and also with Surigao, but not yet defined with the date. So we're trying to reach out farther than this one this time. Okay, and then also we're encouraging our clubs to create groups or our partner institution to create clubs and groups and maybe include it in their curriculum. Okay, and also one of the things that we're preparing for this year is the AAU Junior Olympics tournament, and that's going to be on August 2 to 6 in Houston, Texas. So we are trying to come up with delegates so that we can participate. Actually, we already have, and the Sulinko kids is really active, so I guess we are going to represent it, the Philippines in this competition. So that's our plan for 2021. Okay, so if you're in the Philippines and you would want to introduce pickleball, learn pickleball, okay, or and engage in it, then you can reach us out in our Gmail. Okay, you can send us an email. It's hopepickleball.philippines@gmail.com, or you can reach us at our Facebook group, okay, and Messenger Professional Pickleball Association of the Philippines. We will be more than happy to help you in your endeavor in promoting pickleball. Okay, this is um, anyway, this is one of our mission as well. So with this being said, hey, what are we waiting for? Let's play pickleball. Thank you very much.
How cool to play pickleball, Mamiya. Thank you for allowing us to know where pickleball is here in the Philippines. Your team did a great job, Mom, when you already started reaching out every schools. We know that pickleball will create something memorable memories in the lives of our young children. Thank you also for showing us your dedication in promoting such sport here in our country, hoping that this sport may include in our curriculum soon. At this point, may I call in Dr. Santos to award the certificate of recognition to you, ma'am. But before that, let me read you the citation. Certificate of appreciation is awarded to Miss Mia Elaine C. Andaliza for imparting her invaluable insight and expertise as a resource speaker during the international webinar on pickleball with the theme Uplifting Sports Through Innovative Games and Activities organized by the International Association of Physical Education and Sports in collaboration with Professional Pickleball Association PPA of the Philippines, given this 18th day of April 2021 via Zoom platform. Signed, Professor Faisal Fayaz, Organizing Secretary IAPES, Associate Professor Dr. Jiwasan M. Santos, President IAPES, and Associate Professor Dr. Kishore Mukopadhayay, Chief Advisor, IAPES. Dr. Santos?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So with that, um, Mamiya, Coach Jenny, I would like to present this certificate of recognition. Let me read the citation. International Association of Physical Education and Sports Incorporated present this certificate of recognition to Professional Pickleball Association PPA of the Philippines as an active partner organization during the conduct of the international webinar on pickleball given this 18th day of April 2021 via Zoom platform. Signed by our country coordinator, Miss Mary Jane F. Pernites, country head and representative, Mr. Limuel O. Abellanida Jr., in yours truly, Associate Professor Dr. Julson M. Santos. With this, the certificate of recognition is awarded to Professional Pickleball Association PPA of the Philippines. I hope, Mamiya, you would gladly accept this certificate of recognition as our token of appreciation for accepting our invitation for this international webinar. I hope that this is not the end of our good relationship. I hope this is the beginning, not the end of our good relationship. I hope there would be upcoming events such as clinic, such as tournaments, competitions. IAPS would gladly help Professional Pickleball Association of the Philippines on conducting these activities. Thank you so much. And to Dr. Jerome A. Portu, thank you so much. I'm really grateful to have you, and you have accepted our request and invitation to be our chief guest for today. Thank you so much, Dr. Jerome Porto. Sir Vince?
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Santos. At this point, may I call in Dr. TJ Panganiban, Program Chairperson, PPE Program, Batangas State University, for his vote of thanks, to be followed by Mr. Mark Anthony Dalipe, Faculty Member, Catanduanes State University, for his vote of thanks. Sir?
Am I audible, Sir Vincent?
Yes, Doc.
Okay, good day to our respected guests and participants. It's an honor for me to have the opportunity to give a concluding address in this timely and fruitful webinar. In this international webinar on pickleball with the theme Uplifting Sports Through Innovative Games and Activities, I know that our participants had enjoyed this webinar not only because we have great resource speakers, but because of the topic itself, which would give us ideas on how to have innovations in terms of games and activities. Also, I observed our speakers' excellent presentations and active discussions. So I conclude that the purpose of this webinar has been completely accomplished. I would like to pay my deep respect to all the participants for your positive participation in this event. I hope that what you have learned through these technical sessions will help you a lot in your duties and responsibilities as promoter of health and wellness and as a sports enthusiast. On behalf of the IAPES, I would like to express my appreciation to our resource speakers, Coach Jenny Marcos and Miss Mia, Elaine C. and Alisa. Also to our chief guest, Dr. Jerome Porto. Uh, Thank you. We learned a lot from this session and really appreciate this pickleball. Rest assured that we will support your mission, which is to promote this new sport. I would also like to express my appreciation to all our participants for taking time out of your busy duties to attend the webinar. And I must not forget to thank the organizing teams of the IAPS and the Professional Pickleball Association of the Philippines for working hard to make this collaboration successful. And of course, thank you, Dr. G. Wilson Santos, for the encouragement, leadership, and opportunities. Like what I am always saying, Doc, we are so blessed to have you. Lastly, thank you to our Almighty God for continuously guiding us in the conduct of webinars. Once again, thank you everyone for making this a great success. Hope to see you again in our future events. God bless us.
Sir Mark?
Hello, sir. Am I audible, Sir Vincent?
Yes, sir.
Hello, good afternoon. Yes, good day to our honorable guests and participants. So before this program ends, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to all the committed people, group, or individual who made another notable accomplishment in conducting this international webinar on pickleball with the theme Uplifting Sports Through Innovative Games and Activities, organized by IEPS Incorporated in collaboration with Professional Pickleball Association or PPA of the Philippines, to very humble and supportive Dr. Kishore Mokopaday for delivering an inaugural speech, to very committed and achiever Professor Faisal Fayez for the introductory address, of course, to our supportive and down-to-earth President of IAPS Incorporated Associate Professor Dr. Jiwelson Santos, to Dr. Jerome A. Porto of University of Santo Tomas, who is very accommodating. Thank you so much, Doc, for the keynote address. And of course, our program would not be accomplished and inspiring without the time and expertise of our dear highly specialized speakers, Coach Jenny Marcos and Miss Elaine Andaliza. Thank you so much, coaches, for your precious time despite of your busy schedules. Thank you for giving and sharing us information about the history of pickleball and how it is played. We would also like to give our thanks to Dr. TJ Panganiban, my supportive friend from Batangas State University, JPLPC Malvar Campus. Thank you, Doc, for concluding speech. And of course, for the smooth flow of our international webinar today, thank you very much, Sir Vicente Rabang Jr. of Punta Integrated School. Also to our IEPS family and other participants who are watching live via YouTube. Thank you so much for participating, and hopefully these international webinar topics will add to our learnings. Let us all love, advertise, organize, and promote the sports pickleball, not only in our community, but also in our society and even in other countries. As what Miss Mia said a while ago, due to the pandemic situation, all promotional programs were put to hold. But even if the organization was inactive for over a years, most members never stop playing the sport, not because they have an obligation as a member, but because they fell in love with the sport. Again, this is Sir Mark Anthony Dalipo of Catanduanes State University saying thank you so much, everyone, and have a nice day. Thank you.
This concludes our webinar. Thank you for attending and see you on the next event. This is Vince Rabang, your host.
Let's have a photo op first, please. I request everyone to open their cameras for the photo opportunity. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Professor Julson, Dr. Jerome, Coach Jenny,
Thank you so much
Coach
po.
Yam, and
Thank you po,
all
Doc
other
Jerome.
speakers as well. It's wonderful session, and obviously it's very good that pickleball is basically just like for all underdeveloped countries as well. Reason is this: tennis, it's little bit expensive and it's not easy for all to play and play this game. So
Thank you very
congratulations to
much.
Professor Dr. Houston and Professor Jerome as well for wonderful session, wonderful planning, wonderful design, implementation of pickleball in the Philippines. Thank you very much.
Dr. Jerome,
Thank
thank
you very
you.
much,
Mamiya, our
everyone.
school is will gladly to adapt that kind of